Exosomes, tiny microvesicles, carry life-enhancing, life-changing regenerative health by accelerating corrective signaling and messaging to your cells. Exosomes were not born from a single eureka moment, but from a string of curious observations. In the 1960s, scientists studying blood coagulation noticed tiny vesicle-like particles shed from platelets. They called this platelet dust. At the time, these fragments were considered cellular debris, biological junk without purpose. But during the 1970s and 80s, researchers investigating reticulocytes, immature red blood cells, observed that these cells expelled small vesicles containing transferrin receptors. This process allowed the reticulocyte to mature by discarding unneeded proteins. These expelled vesicles were later termed exosomes. And that's Greek, exo meaning outside, and soma meaning the body. At first, scientific consensus was that exosomes were nothing more than cells' garbage, their disposal system, a way for cells to rid themselves of unnecessary components. So from the 1990s into the 2000s, this is that era where we're talking about exosomes moving from that idea of trash to actual treasure. The narrative shifted in the 90s when immunologists studying antigen-presenting cells made a startling discovery. Exosomes released by B cells and dendritic cells could stimulate immune responses by transferring antigenic information to other immune cells. Suddenly, exosomes were not just trash bags, but they were messengers, carrying signals between cells. This reframed them as active participants in cell-to-cell communication. By the 2000s, new technologies, electron microscopy, proteomics, and RNA sequencing revealed that exosomes contain not only proteins, but also RNA and microRNA and lipids capable of altering the behavior of recipient cells. As we move forward into what we call the messenger era in the 2010s, once recognized as biological couriers, exosomes became a hotbed of scientific exploration. Researchers began linking them to processes both healthy and harmful. Cancer biology, an interesting area, tumors were found to secrete exosomes that remodeled their microenvironment and suppress the immune system and prepare distant cell sites for metastasis. Neurodegenerative diseases, another studied area, exosomes were implicated in spreading misfolded proteins in Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. Regenerative medicine, we think about stem cells. We also talk now about exosomes. But stem cells derived from exosomes emerged as key players in tissue repair, carrying regenerative signals once attributed solely to the cells themselves. In this period, exosomes transitioned from obscure curiosities to central characters in the story of cellular communication. The therapeutic frontier, this is in that 2020 to the present time frame. Today, exosomes are at the crossroads of biology and biotechnology. Why they matter has become clear. Precision signaling, unlike stem cells, exosomes deliver genetic protein instructions without the risk of uncontrolled growth of tumors. In drug delivery, scientists are engineering exosomes as natural nanocarriers, able to cross the blood-brain barrier, evade the immune clearance, and deliver therapeutic payloads with remarkable precision. Diagnostically, exosomes carry some significant advantages because exosomes come from many different parts of the body. They circulate in the blood, the saliva, the urine. They can actually serve as liquid biopsies revealing disease signatures non-invasively. This realization that every cell constantly whispers through exosomes has sparked an entire industry of therapeutics, diagnostic, and of course, regenerative medicine products. So why exosomes came to be? From a narrative perspective, exosomes exist because life needed a way to coordinate at large scale. Cells are not isolated units. They are part of a collective, constantly exchanging information. Exosomes represent evolution's solution, a protected vesicle resistant to degradation, capable of traveling across tissues and even between organisms. It's a universal language of lipids, proteins, and RNA that allow cells to share instructions, warning, and adaptations. What began as misunderstood cellular trash is now understood as one of nature's most sophisticated communication networks. So, what's the conclusion to this long story? And we're just scratching the surface here, but exosomes came into scientific awareness by accident in the 60s, were dismissed as debris until the 90s, recognized as messengers in the 2000s, and now in the 2020s and beyond, we're standing at the forefront of therapeutic and diagnostic innovation. They are a testament to science's evolving vision. What was once seen as waste has been revealed as a language of life itself. OmniGenix stands at the forefront, leading into the future generations with longer-lasting youth, regeneration, and longevity. Welcome to OmniGenix. Book a private provider call with one of our expert team members. Let's build your signature longevity program together.